Hi, hello, good evening. So, welcome to yet another session under the Ask Me Anything weekly sessions. This happens every Tuesday at 9 p.m. IST. Okay, so people can join and ask questions. And if I know the answer, I'll answer them. Okay, hi, Hem. Hi, Shashikar. Okay, so let's slowly start the sessions. So today, we'll be talking a little about day sleep in Ayurveda. Permitted or not permitted, all those things. Okay, few questions. Before we get into day sleep, let us try to understand what is sleep and what are the importance of normal sleep, okay, night sleep. After that, we'll get into the day sleep. Okay, so let's slowly start. Sleep is basically in Sanskrit, it's called Nidra. Okay, it is, you have got 14 natural urges mentioned in Ashtanga Hridaya. Okay, the fourth chapter, Roganutpadaniyam. Okay, so you have got the natural urges like, passing motions, urine, and then, feeling hunger, all those things. You have got 14 natural urges, and sleep is one among the natural urges. That means you have to sleep when you feel sleepy. Okay, so that's what you mean by a natural urge. So sleep is basically a natural urge, and it is one among the sub pillars on which life exists. Okay, Aharam, Nidra, Brahmacharyam. Okay, Trayopastambhani. So these are the three sub pillars on which life exists, and sleep is a very important factor. So if you look at animals out there, including human beings, and if you look at animals out there, the reason for them being healthy is if they get good food, they get proper sleep, and if they get a mate. If these three things are satisfied, then a person, human beings, animals, all of them are basically physically, mentally, and spiritually healthy to the maximum. Okay, so sleep has also been equated to tamas, because the moment you close your eyes and sleep, it is darkness. Okay, it is also equivalent to death. You get up, you're not conscious at all. You get up in the morning, lucky that you're alive, right? So sleep is equated to tamas. Now, sleep and tridoshas. How are the tridoshas related with sleep? Proper sleep actually increases kapha. Okay, it pacifies pitta and vata. And if you look at a person who doesn't sleep at night, as his sleep gets delayed, consistently get delayed, the first thing that increases is his pitta. He'll start feeling burning sensation in his stomach. He'll feel like eating something. He'll feel like drinking something. That is because the pitta is going up because you're not sleeping. And if that becomes a habit, it will lead to acidity. Okay, and then in spite of that also, if you still keeps on staying awake without sleeping, you'll notice bloating and a lot of gas, and then it starts getting into the vata stage. So sleep actually increases, not sleeping actually increases pitta and vata, while sleep increases kapha. Okay, and the right time to sleep is at night. So I would say recommend you to sleep as early as possible and sleep for that 7 to 8 hours without guilt. Okay, sorry. Now sleep time. Okay, so night sleep, what happens, as I said, it increases kapha and it helps the body relax and recover. Lot of auto repair happens when you sleep at night. When you're conscious, your buddhi or your intellect interferes in a lot of things. Do I have to do that, or do I have to do this? Should I actually take care of the gas first, or should I take care of the burn sensation first? Should I take care of the pain first? Lot of things. And even when you're injured and you get a sprain in your leg, you don't know whether you have to take care of the pain first or you have to take care of the swelling first, and then you start walking with that. But when you are sleeping and at rest, your conscious mind does not interfere. Your body knows what has to be done. Okay, and auto repair happens. So when you are at rest, especially during sleep, auto repair happens. Same thing happens when you are studying. As a student, you would have noticed whatever you have studied and you have read, when you have given your brain or your body proper rest, you are able to recollect things better. So sleep auto repairs a lot of things. Okay. And day sleep. That's what our topic is today. So what happens with day sleep? Day sleep actually increases kapha. Okay. When you don't sleep at night, it increases vata. Okay. So ratri jagarna, that means not sleeping at night, is ruksha. It is drying. Divaswapnam snigdham. That means sleeping in the day actually increases the oiliness of the body, and it increases kapha. It interferes with your digestion. Okay, and it leads to weight gain. You would have noticed that when you sleep in the afternoon, okay, it is not sitting and catching up with a nap, it is lying down properly. If you do that for some time, you find it very difficult to get up from that position because your body becomes heavy. Okay, so if you are aspiring to lose weight, I would say don't sleep during the daytime. Okay, and so when you avoid night sleep, as I said before, when you avoid night sleep, there is an excessive increase in vata. When that vata actually goes up, okay, your cognitive thinking also goes up. That means you are all muddled up. Your thought process is not right. Okay, you cannot focus. So when you are well rested, what happens? Some people, when they have got a lot of work, they say, no, I can't sleep because I've got a lot of work to do. I would say if you are well rested, you sleep really well, next day when you get up in the morning and when you are in your office, your productivity actually goes up much better because you're well rested. You think better, the ideas you get, you solve problems much, much faster when you are well rested. So never ever compromise on sleep, and sleep without guilt. Okay. And the best position to sleep is on the left side, Vamabhage Shayanascha. Okay. But if you are used to sleeping on the right side, and if you're sleeping on your back or on your front or on your, however it is, and if you are actually getting very good sleep, I don't want you to forcefully change it and see that to sleep on the left side. There is nothing. It only says that's the best thing. That doesn't mean that is the only way you should sleep. Okay. So you don't have to force yourself and change a position just because somebody said, okay, that you have to sleep on the left. Don't change your sleep. Okay. Now, day sleep. As I said, day sleep increases kapha. It increases the kapha a bit too much. It can cause indigestion and it can cause unnecessary weight gain. Metabolism gets affected and your digestion gets affected. So it is not good to sleep during daytime. But when are you permitted? You are permitted to sleep, catch up with a small nap during summers. All other seasons, no. In summers, yes, because it is too hot out there. The body is denourished. It is Uttarayana. The body is denourished. And so it is always, you can, because night sleep might not be really good. So you can catch up with a small nap in the afternoons. That is during summers. Elderly people, okay. Elderly people after certain age, that after a certain age, they enter into the vata stage. The vata is predominantly high. So it's always good for them to catch up with that small sleep during the day. Pregnant ladies, yes, they feel tired sometimes. They can catch up with sleep. Children also. Children sleep for about 18 hours, might be, 16, 18 hours. So they don't have any fixed time, They just fall asleep, they get up and they're active. So since they run around a lot, and they're also permitted to sleep during the day. And if you are suffering from a disease and you are recovering, your body actually needs that kind of rest to recover. So it is always good for you can, okay, it's not a must, but all these things are not must, okay, but you are permitted to sleep during the daytime. So if you have got your questions, you can start asking. Okay, we'll slowly start answering your questions. Oh, him. Okay. So many podcasts going, but I chose your one, our one. Oh, thanks a lot. Okay, great. So let's see what questions you have, so we can slowly start answering those. So I would say, never ever compromise on three things. So when we looked at the three pillars of life, but generally when we talk on public stages, we, instead of talking about, you should have discipline as far as your sleep goes, your food goes, and even as far as sex goes. These are the three pillars on which life stands on. Disciplined. But I would say, you also have to focus on exercises. So your sleep, your food, and exercises, if you basically try to do that with discipline, you know you will by and large be extremely healthy. So sleep is something which you should never ever compromise on. Okay, if you, and as I said, it's an urge. You would have noticed that after your dinner, say maybe half an hour, 45 minutes down there, you'll feel that yawn, that drag coming down, right? That is basically this body giving you a signal for us to go to bed. And if we miss that window, you'll know that suddenly, you become extremely active, because that is the time, we say that the kapha period where your body is heavy and you want to go to bed. But if you miss that, you get into the pitta stage, and then your metabolism kicks in, and then you are again active. So I would say it's always good for you to catch that kapha period and go to bed. Okay. Uh, Hi. My dad is 80 years old and he has a habit of sleeping anywhere regardless of place. In sitting position also he falls asleep. Is this a problem or need to be addressed? Yes, I think 80 years problem. I would say that he might be diabetic, first thing, and he might have metabolic issues where, the major thing is that there's always a chance that he's diabetic. Apart from that, there's always a chance that he has got metabolic disorders where he's not digesting food really well. Okay, and nights he might not be sleeping well. There might be certain things that is also worrying him. Okay, there might be a few things, but I put my finger, okay, on either he's diabetic or he's got blood pressure. These two might be the most key factors where people just sit, wherever they sit, they just doze off. Okay. Okay, he has this problem for years, but he's not diabetic. So is he somebody who is slightly, yeah, blood pressure, or is he slightly who is on the overweight side? Could be, and see, one reason why people actually go feel sleepy like that is also for you to stay fresh, your heart has to really pump blood into your brain. Okay, so he might be somebody, your dad, okay, might be somebody who's got a tendency of eating really well and not having too much of physical activity. These are all wild guesses. Okay, so metabolism, in my opinion, metabolism is something which is not right. But yeah, if you increase his appetite and all those things will improve. But I don't want you to be extremely strict with him because he's already 80. Let him live his life comfortably. Make it as comfortable as possible. Okay. Renu, age 52. I am experiencing intense heat on back and neck region whole day, because of which I am unable to wear warm clothes in winter. Okay, I think okay, it could be positional also sometimes. I'm not very sure. Look at the chair or furniture which you're using probably to sit down. Is it actually rubbing on your back? I'm not very sure. Okay, or is there some allergic things to you? I don't know. So probably you will have you consulted any doctor? Is something which, another question which I want to ask you, because if it is extremely local, then I would say local applications might be enough. But okay, otherwise, I would, if the heat is too much, I would say Pitta, in my opinion, pitta is slightly high. You are having irritations and heat. Okay, so that heat has to be controlled. Medicines, yes, if you can pull the weight. How do you basically feel? Is the body also slightly on the warmer side? If you feel that way, I would say it's always good to get that pitta out of your system. Okay, and with external applications, I think we will be able to manage. Shatadhauta Ghritam is a very, you can try, just try applying that. Shatadhauta Ghritam, okay, 100 times washed ghee. Okay, it is extremely cool. For external application, you can try applying that and seeing, and just let us know how you feel. It'll take some time for it to go down if it is there for quite some time. Okay, and you said it's also itchy, so I would say Shatadhauta Ghritam would be a good choice for you. Does ghee cause blockage in heart? I would say, when you just say ghee, as like when you say in Ayurveda, when you say ghrita, it is always go ghrita or cow's ghee. Okay, cow's ghee, if it is from the right source, without any mixing and all those things, cow's ghee is actually light. Okay, it is easy to digest if you don't take it in excess. Okay, anything, even if we call that lagu means light. But if you consume lagu ahara in excess, it becomes guru or heavy. So likewise, if you take ghee in normal quantities, because the food which you consume has to be oily. You cannot, Ayurveda does not permit you to take dry foods. It should be oily, and it can be slightly watery also. You can't, it's not like you see, the food itself should be water, then only the water absorption into the system actually gets better. You just taking something dry and drinking water is not going to help you too much. Okay, so ghee, no. If it is pure cow's ghee in moderate quantities, will not cause blockage of heart. Yes, okay. So you said yes, he's slightly on the obese side. That means his kapha is too much of tamas. That's one reason why he is dozing off. Okay. So you can probably ask him to do a little bit of exercise, try to increase his metabolism, and then we can see. Yeah. So I was just trying to tell you, it can be anything. Locally, your pitta would have gone up, but otherwise, I don't see any reason. That part could be slightly allergic to certain things. So local application would help. If not, we'll have to get your pitta extremely out of your system by taking something for loose motions, getting the pitta out, and then I think we should be able to handle that, Renu. Yes, so he also has got blood was not being. Now I think he should recover a little bit, but I would still say, see that he is physically active and he starts losing a little bit of weight. Don't focus too much on his weight. See, let him be. He's 80. Let him live happily. Okay, and don't disturb him too much. See that his values are all under control a little bit. Okay. Um, Triphala once a week. I don't know why you are taking that. Triphala is basically a medicine. Okay. Yes, if you are suffering from some issues, yes, you can take. But otherwise, if you feel that you want to clean your tummy, I would say once a month or once in 2 months would be enough. Take might be a tablespoon of Tripura churnam in warm water a weekend, and you'll pass loose motions in the morning, and you'll feel fine. But I don't want you to take it every week. If you're constipated, yes, then you might have to take that probably every other day. But otherwise, it's okay. Say you can company Triphala. There are a lot of good companies which manufacture Triphala, and Nagarjuna manufactures Triphala Churnam, but it is in the name of Vara Churnam. Okay, Vaidyaratnam also manufacture. A lot of companies manufacture the name of Vara Churnam because Vara Churnam means it is actually a blessing. The Churnam is a blessing. That's why it's also called Vara Churnam. Yes, but see why. First of all, you should understand why you are taking it. Okay, Triphala is a medicine. Okay, it's not food. How to cure high cholesterol and high LDL? First of all, Renu, I would want you to understand why you have got that high cholesterol or high LDL. It could be hereditary, one thing. Otherwise, it could be because of your lifestyle, consumption of food which will increase the cholesterol, plus lack of activity. That means not enough physical activity to pull that thing down. And one other thing I would just want to focus, because I recently saw a patient, where the cholesterol was low, and the patient have had all allergies. So you should understand that the body actually needs a lot of cholesterol to protect it also. So it need not go too low. Just because your LDL is somewhere around 160, 170, 180, don't be too worried. And a total cholesterol is 220, 230, don't be too worried about it. Okay. See that it doesn't go up too much. So I want you to be physically active and see what you eat. Okay. The brain, if you look, brain is 60% or 50 to 60% of fat, and that is good cholesterol. Okay. It is cholesterol. So if you pull down your cholesterol really down, your thinking also goes down. And the best thing for good thought is ghee. Okay. So don't be too worried. Just let me know how much your values are. What is the next question? Let's see. Can we buy pure ghee from? Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't sell ghee. I don't generally sell any medicines apart from the hair oil which we have come up with. See that the hair oil was there for about 10 to 12 years, 13 years now. So since I was working really well, I was forced by my friends to actually bring it out. Apart from that, no, I don't sell any products. You get a lot of good ghees out there in the market. Try to get something from a desi cow, and it should work really well. Medicine does not mean only taking internally. The best thing to increase your insulin resistance is basic exercise. It works both ways. It corrects your things. So that is one thing which I would always say. There's somebody who is regular with their exercise. Don't overdo exercises. Who is doing exercises consistently and with a lot of discipline, your insulin values are managed. And if you're looking at medicine, yes, there is something in Ayurveda which is called Nisha Katakadi Kashayam. Okay, Nisha Katakadi Kashayam, Sukshma Churna, fine powder is available in the market. Okay, so if you can add 1 teaspoon to 2 liters of water, boil it, filter it, and consume that as your drinking water. Okay, it works really well with insulin resistance. Okay, but I would still say, look at your lifestyle. Yes, that's what I sent. Insulin sensitivity, exercise, and Nisha Katakadi Kashaya Sukshma Churnam boiled with water. If you can't, I'm unable to get pure milk, please advise what should I do. There is no substitute for pure cow's milk. Okay, so if you don't get pure milk, there aren't, as I said, there are no substitutes. Almond milk, soya milk, oat milk, coconut milk, all these things are not substitutes for cow's milk. Okay, because if you look at an animal, when you look at the milk which comes out from an animal, it is a byproduct of the whole bodily function, just like breast milk which comes from a mom. Okay, after every activity happens, the byproduct which comes out is milk, so that the child actually gets the best nourishment. That doesn't happen with plant-based milk at all. So you cannot compare any plant-based milk with any animal milk. Okay, so you don't have a substitute for cow's milk. Okay, that Triphala meaning is that it is V-A-R-A. Vara means boon, Vara means boon. So V-A-R-A, some people write V-A-R-A because Vara Churnam. Okay, so it's available in the market, Kim. Okay. Does Vata or Vata Pitta dominant person will have tendency? Oh, yeah. See, it is also Shashika. That's actually a very good question. Tendency wise, yes. A Pitta person will definitely have difficulty in sleeping. Okay, while a Vata person, see, Vata person, what happens to Vata person? His sleep is always disturbed. Okay, but a Pitta person, he will have more of difficulty in sleeping. Okay, Nidra Bhramsha. Anidra, Nidra, two things. Okay, so, but for a Kapha person, if see again, it also depends upon how your psyche is. If you are used to traveling, for a Vata person who's used to traveling to different places, he might be okay with sleeping in new places. For a Kapha person, generally he sleeps really well. So, as your question is actually very good for us. So, for when you were just talking about milk right now, so cow's milk. If a person is somebody who takes cow's milk on a regular basis and he sleeps well, that cow's milk will actually help him sleep well. It is not something which will induce sleep. But buffalo's milk being heavier, it's more of tamas. For anidra or sleeplessness, buffalo's milk has been mentioned. So buffalo's milk actually pulls down the pitta and the vata extremely low and increases the kapha too much so that you fall asleep. So this is actually a very good question. Yes, vata predominantly vata and pitta people will have difficulty in even pitta person. For example, if you're somebody who has actually gone out to the gym and done a lot of work out in the gym, in the evenings, your body heat really goes up, your metabolism really goes up. Along with that, your vata also goes up. You will find it very difficult to fall asleep. Your body is tired, but your mind is not relaxed. Your mind doesn't allow you to sleep. Very good question, Shashikar. Reno 234 and LDL 158, in my opinion, is not at all high. Okay. Only thing is that see that what you eat and you start doing regular exercises. Okay, I don't think you have to take any medicines for that. Just keep a check on your lifestyle and check it after 3 to 6 months in the same lab and see how your values are. Okay, and it's more important. The ratio is more important. LDL to HDL ratio. Okay, I don't think you have to be too worried about this. Can I take Haritiki Churna on as a health tonic on everyday basis? I would not recommend that at all. Okay, there are a few things I would say about Haritiki Churna. Haritiki is hot. Okay, Haritikim alavanam ushnam. It is hot to the system. Okay, and it also you end up in passing soft bowels in the morning. One other side effect of taking Haritiki for a longer period of time is that it affects your libido. Okay, so people who are aspiring to become brahmacharis or sannyasis, monks, they consume Haritiki on regularly so that their thought, when the erection is actually getting affected when you take Haritiki for a longer period of time. Okay, I would not recommend you to have it if you are not on that spiritual journey where you want to do that. Okay, Haritiki is a very, very, very potent, powerful medicine. Okay, need not. No, Brihat Triphala is, it is another combination where I think you also have got Madhu Yashti Madhu added into it. Okay, so it is not the pure Triphala Churnam. So I would say it's always good to go for the Vara Churnam or Triphala Churnam, which is available in the market. Or if Brihat Triphala has been specifically prescribed by a doctor, then it's a different issue altogether. Is it good to go cycling at 5:30 a.m.? Venu, yeah, 5:30 a.m. in my opinion is slightly on the earlier side. Okay, it is before sunrise. So I would say, wait. If why then Okay, exercise actually reduces kapha, and 6 to 10 in the morning is kapha period, where 6 o'clock when you get up, it is actually very good for you to do cycling or any kind of exercise bit from might be about 6:30 to 8 before the sun really comes up. Okay, 5:30 might be slightly early, but if that's the only time you get to cycle, I would say it's okay, fine, but don't overdo your cycling. Some people cycle for 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, and all those things. Don't overdo things. Okay, but if you are actually planning to compete in cycling race and all, that's a different. That becomes a sport. But for health, I would say it's always good to do some exercise after sunrise. I understand, that local milk society, we call that. Okay. They collect milk from different cows and they give it. Yeah. Um, it will have its own effects, but if you can trust the source, it's always good. But even when you go and get A2 milk from the market, it is not from one cow. It will be from different cows. But I think if you can trust the source, then I would say you can go ahead and have it. What is the remedy to get good sleep for a Pitta Vata Prakriti person? Would massaging oil on the feet help? Anita, that is a good question. Yes, just application of oil in the palms, the feet, and a few drops on the head, rubbing it in really well is very important. And one thing is that see that you don't get exposed to gadgets. Okay, physical activity is very much necessary for your body to get tired a little bit, and I would say do it as early as possible, not late in the evenings. And then milk, you can add a teaspoon of ghee into milk, hot milk, 1 glass of hot milk, and have it. That will also help you sleep well. Apart from that, if you are actually having a lot of stress, closing your eyes and doing a little bit of meditation, and then also get reading a book will also help you go to bed. But if you are stressed and you have got worries, those things also have to be settled and resolved. Um, Shankhapushpi, yes. Okay, Shankhapushpa is actually good for so it is see increasing memory is something which is debatable, it only so dhi, dhriti, smriti. There are three things, for a human being. Dhi is your buddhi. Dhriti is basically, try good or bad. That is the only quality which humans have got. Yes, or do I do this or do I do that? Okay, we call that vivechana buddhi. Dhriti and smriti is memory. So animals don't have animals. They have got buddhi, but they actually work on instincts. For them, they don't think too much whether it is right or wrong. Should I do that or should I not? They just work on instincts. So humans have got this dhriti and smriti. Shankapushpi actually works on smriti, on the memory part of it, but it does not increase your memory power. Okay, memory is something which comes by habit. If you keep on reading something, you keep on getting exposed to something, you can expand your memory. Okay, and Shankapushpi actually makes you sharper. So your recollection is what we basically mean, that it becomes much better. Okay, and the best thing for the Dhriti Smriti is basically ghee. Okay, ghee is something which is good for all the three, your the dhriti and smriti. As I just said before, your brain is close to about 60% fat, and if you bring down your cholesterol beyond a certain level, your thinking capacity also goes down. And the best thing that can promote that good cholesterol is ghee. Okay, have it in moderation. It's very good for you. Okay, so any other question? So there are a lot of people who have got this doubt about when to sleep after food. So you have heard this intermittent fasting where people have their dinner at about 6:30 and then they have the next meal only. So they have got an eating window. They eat for about might be about 10 hours, and then they starve for about 14 hours, or they see. And Ayurveda does not recommend you to do that eating for about 10 hours. In the sense, you keep on eating intermittent. Again, eating also is intermittent, and then you do a fasting for about 16 hours. So it says, you are not supposed to actually consume food before the previously consumed food has been digested. Okay. So you have to get hungry before you eat the next meal. And in olden days, you should see that people used to eat before sunset. And we have taken that, and there are a lot of people who eat before sunset, but we only pick and choose. Those people used to sleep by about 8 o'clock. Okay, after sunset, maybe 7:38. We don't do that. We eat at about 6:37. Okay, and then we sleep at about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or 1 o'clock. So what happens here is the food which I've consumed at 7 o'clock, by about 9 o'clock or so, it's digested and gone. Okay, you are still awake, so your metabolism kicks in again. And that's why you feel sometimes you feel like eating something, but you resist because you have decided not to eat. Okay, so this is not a good practice at all. So if you're somebody who's eating at 6 or 7, I would say you should go to bed at least by about 8, 8:30. Okay, you can't stay all the way up to 9, 9:30, 10, 11. So if somebody who's staying up to 11, then I would say adjust your dinner accordingly. Whether that is good or bad is a different question. Okay, but it is better than having at 6 and then going to bed at 12 o'clock, starving your body is awake. You might feel great. After a point of time, you'll notice that you'll start getting energy drop. Okay, so you have your food, and might be in 1.5, 2 hours, you'll feel sleepy, you go to bed. Ayurveda does not say that you have to go to bed only after your food has been digested. No. Okay, so it says you after your food, when you feel sleepy, you sleep. So that means when the digestive process is happening is when you actually feel that yawn. If you sleep, then your food is partially digested. Okay, and there is food in your tummy. When there is food in your tummy, you will actually sleep better rather than if your stomach is empty. So that little bit of food which has to digest, because your metabolism slows down when you sleep, it will take that whole night for that food to digest. You will sleep peacefully if there is food in your tummy. Okay, so sleep is very important. For sleep, you should have a little bit of food which is still there. That's why people drink milk before they go to bed, so that it is not heavy, but it is there so that you sleep better. Okay. So any other question? Or shall we wind up? Okay then. So I'll see you next week with another topic. So till then, it is good night.